So we've been hearing today that the National Weather Service is going to be bringing back about 450 people. Now, they were given special permission from the administration to start hiring, and all of these positions were ones that were cut with Doge, and they're realizing that maybe they went too far, they can't function with these cuts, and that Doge clearly didn't know what they were doing by just cutting a bunch of positions, so they had to reverse course. Now, you're not going to hear them say that it was a bad idea or whatever. They're trying to do this on the down low and just bring the people back in like nothing happened. But the National Weather Service is going to be starting the process of hiring these people and training them. Now, working for the National Weather Service is more of a skilled position anyway, so they are going to have some training coming in the door. And some of the people that are brought back in are going to be some of the ones that were let go, because you are dealing with a certain set of skills, and not everybody has those skills. So they may get brought back. But, we don't know if it's going to be at a higher pay rate or what, or how any of that is going to work. Those details were not released. But now the National Weather Service has to begin the process of hiring and then training, if they need it, the people that are replacing the ones that we already had, all because this ended up being an effort in futility. We said it at the time when Doge was doing the cuts, that they're cutting people with no regard for what they're doing or what's going on or how hard it would be to replace them or any of that. And that's typical with this administration. Remember, during the pandemic, we find out that at the beginning of his term, Donald Trump had fired the pandemic response team put in place by Barack Obama, because he said, well, we don't pay doctors to sit around and wait for things to happen. We'll just hire them when the time comes. And then they couldn't get specialists at the time when they needed them during the pandemic. This is what happens with this administration. They do dumb things all the time because you have somebody in Donald Trump who doesn't understand how a lot of this works, and they're making arbitrary cuts to make it look like they're doing something. They went in with Doge, they cut a bunch of positions at the National Weather Service and said, well, there's overlap here, there's overlap there, without understanding how the National Weather Service actually operates. And now we have to hire them back. It is ridiculous. This administration constantly screws up. It's the one thing they're good at, actually, is screwing up. They do things that are dumb, and then they have to reverse course, and they hope we don't notice that they reversed course. So that's where things sit with the National Weather Service. Hopefully that will help them have better forecasts going into the end of the year and next year, as things get back to the way they should have always been before Doge got their hands on the National Weather Service.